Hello everyone, Monty here, and today I'm going to make some carrot soup. You know, I was on TikTok last night and I saw a guy making carrot soup, and he was, pretty well defined, and he said it's a secret to him, one of his secrets to being so lean is he has this carrot soup. He believes it helps burn fat. I don't know necessarily that I believe with that, but it looked so delicious. I thought, hey, I'm going to make some carrot soup, and I've never made it before. So I always typically tell you guys that I always learn from YouTube videos or things online how to make something, and I change it and make it my own. So I also Googled some carrot recipes and I took different spices from different ones that I thought sounded good, and I'm gonna make it. So the first thing I'm gonna show you is I'm using my crock pot. So people have been asking me, my crock pot I bought at Target for $99. It is a crock pot brand, because somebody wasn't understanding me when I was saying crock pot. They was like, oh, well, what's the brand? Crock pot, what's the brand? But like, who's on first? It's the crock pot brand. And so I'm going to use it. It has a saute button, so I've let it warmed up to saute. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some olive oil. I usually never cook with regular olive oil. I just do a spray. But I think for the soup, it's going to need it. And we're only going to put 2 tablespoons in. It's 40 calories a tablespoon for olive oil, by the way, just so you guys know. Not really that much calories, so if you break it down to all the soup, we're making a big batch of soup, it's not going to be that many calories. I took 1 medium white onion. God, I look terrible today. I'm tired, so I'm not sleeping lately much. 1 medium carrot and like 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, and chopped it up. And you can see it's already sizzling from the saute button. I preheated it. So what I'm going to do is I don't want you to sit here and watch me saute the onion for 5 minutes, but I'm going to turn the camera off, and once the onion is cooked, I will then turn the camera back on. But let's just talk about that for once. The flavor, when you saute onion in a pan, and usually I'm sauteing it just in a little non-stick pan when I make my frittatas, I saute it first. It's just the flavor's different than just a cooked onion, and if it would cook normally. Just kind of sauteing it and browning it a little bit. It's just a different flavor. I can't explain it, but it really is. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna finish sauteing this. I'm gonna turn the camera back on, but then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the carrots, some chicken stock, all the seasoning. We're gonna cook it for about 3 hours in the slow cooker, and then we're gonna take it out and put it in a blender and blend it. But the seasonings is what's gonna make it taste so good. And I'm gonna turn the camera off, and I'll be back as soon as we're ready to put the carrots in. Okay guys, so the onions are all sauteed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to turn this off while I add the other ingredients. If I was doing it myself without explaining to you, I probably would just keep going real quick. But the onions and the garlic and onions are sauteed. Love the smell of garlics and onions in the house, really beautiful. So what I did next is I took a 5-pound bag of organic carrots that I bought at Whole Foods, and I'm gonna pour them in. This is gonna be a lot of soup, guys. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start. This is the Whole Foods 365 brand organic chicken broth. It is not the low sodium, so if you can buy the low sodium. I bought a couple of these by accident. I like putting my own sea salt in. I'm gonna put very little sea salt in here because this has already got sodium in it. And what I'm gonna do is I wanna cover. When I talk about slow cooking, you wanna make sure you cover the liquid. I probably am gonna need actually even one more, but maybe not, we'll see. And we're just gonna cover this. And I forgot my cheese grater, because I'm gonna grate some fresh ginger on here. And I forgot my ginger too. I'm totally out of it today. No, ginger's over there. Okay, so I'm gonna need a little bit more chicken stock. Let me get my cheese grater first. You can just use, this is some fresh ginger. This is a regular cheese grater and some fresh ginger. And we're just gonna wanna just get a little bit in there. Oops, you don't wanna do too much because ginger's kind of strong. I think that's enough, maybe just not a lot's coming off. Okay, a little fresh ginger. It smells so good. Then we're gonna do, I like everything spicy, so I'm gonna put just a little bit of red pepper. Not too much. I find when you add a little bit of red pepper, it gives like a sweet taste, but it's not spicy because my mom doesn't like spicy, and I want her to be able to eat some of this. And we're gonna do a half a teaspoon of cumin. Again, it's a very strong flavor. Okay. And then we're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of coriander. Get this off. Okay, and then we're going to do a little bit of sea salt. And I don't worry about the spices as much now because when the soup's done, when we take it all out and we put it through the blender and then we'll put it back in a pot and just mix it up, that's when I doctor it a little bit more. I'm going to put some lemon juice in it to give it a little acid, to give it a little zing, and then just a little pepper. So here we go with the pepper. Okay, now I may not need more. Let's see. You know, I don't think I'm gonna need more chicken stock because it is covering them all to the top now. Okay, that's simple. That's what I love about the crock pot, and this is like really easy to clean. You're not splattering over your, range and all that other stuff. And so you line this up, little arrow with the unlock. You twist it to the lock. Then we're gonna slow cook. It defaults to 4. If it was meat, I would leave it on the default. I don't think we need to do it that long. We're gonna do 3 minutes. And, I didn't stir it. I'd like to stir this a little bit. Get those seasoning. Okay, there we go. Again, lining up the arrows, closing it. And then it's at 3 minutes and we're gonna start. Now in 3 minutes, I'm going to take it out and show you how it came out. I'm sure it's gonna taste delicious. Again, I've never made this before, so there's a risk, but you won't see the video if it doesn't come out good. So I always get people say to me, does it taste good? It just drives me crazy. It's like, no, I'm not sadistic. I wouldn't post something that tastes like crap. If I make something like this and it doesn't come out well, you'll never see the video. Anyway, about 3 hours, I'll come back, I'll show you how we finish it off and how you complete this carrot soup. Okay guys, so it's been 3 hours and the carrots have been cooking in the slow cooker and now we're gonna finish it up. So first thing what I'm gonna do is I already, either you can let it release the steam itself, it takes about 15 minutes, or you can just pop the little thing back with a long spoon so you're not getting near the steam release and release the steam. That's what I did. I just popped it with a little wooden spoon. For some reason it didn't release a lot of steam. And then, that looks cooked real well. So take the top off, you can see how hot it is. Now I turned this off because we're done with this now. And what we're gonna do, it smells really good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a ladle and we're gonna scoop up the cooked carrots. I'm sorry, I'm doing this wrong. I am going to take my Ninja blender, trying to get everything on camera here, and I'm going to put this in here. We're going to take the cooked carrots and put it in the blender with the fluid, all that chicken stock, and we're going to blend it. So I'm going to take it off, and we're just going to scoop it in so you can see. Just do this. And we're gonna make a creamy kind of carrot soup out of it. Okay, that's enough. And then we're gonna need this plug. And we're gonna plug the blender in. Let me move this out of the way. Plug the blender in. Gonna put the top on. And then what I have here, let me just get this little remnants here. Why I took out this bowl is after I blend it, I put it back into the bowl and then I mix it up, I taste it, I make sure it tastes well, and then I can transfer it into my storage containers. So we're going to put the top on the blender, and then we're just going to sure that there's no chunks because we want it nice and smooth. Oh, that looks good. Okay. I'm gonna pulse it a little bit more. Okay, so I saw that some was stuck around the edges and I kind of jiggled it, and now I see that it's blended pretty well. I'm gonna open it up. Oh yeah, so that's gonna be really good. And then what we're gonna do, and you can always thin it out. It's really thick right now, but I know with all this liquid in here, it's gonna be fine. And then what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna pour it into here. Whoops, and the blade came out, right? And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through this entire pot and blend all of it, which are probably about 5 or 6 blends. Then we're gonna taste it, and we're going to maybe add a little bit more spices, a little lemon juice to it, and finish it all up, and the soup will be done. It's really that easy. It's really not that difficult. And the great thing about this, you can do the same thing with any kind of vegetable soup if you want to do a creamy vegetable soup. But most people, when they make any soup, they start with a potato base, and you can have a very creamy soup that does have no cream in it. That's, 'cause I don't like milk. I don't like milk products. I like cheese, but I don't typically drink milk. I don't typically put cream in anything. I do like yogurt. So you can make a very creamy soup without any milk. And then what you do, like right now, if this is too thick, what I can do, oh, it tastes so good. What I can do is I can thin it up with a little bit of water, but this is going, I know this is gonna be fine. We're gonna blend all this, and then I'll show you how to finish it all up. I don't think you wanna watch me do this 5 or 6 times. Okay guys, so it took about 4 or 5, I don't remember, I wasn't counting real well. I think it was 4 blenders to blend all this. This is a 5-pound bag of carrots. So this is a lot of soup, but I'm gonna give some to my mom as well. And I'll give some to my friend Debbie, my neighbor. I'll be eating a lot of it. It's very thick. Probably sometimes when it sits in the refrigerator, it actually thickens up a little bit more. So probably when I reheat it, I'll add a little bit of water, but it's very creamy. It's like a creamy carrot soup, and it's just absolutely delicious. I'm shocked. I added a little bit more salt, just a tiny bit, but I really liked all the seasoning, and I can't believe how I like, because I never made this before, and I just took different recipes and kind of combined them. But oh my God, it's so good. Let me show you what it looks like. It's very creamy. It's like a very creamy soup, no cream whatsoever. It's just the carrots. Remember the sauteed onion, garlic, chicken stock, carrots, cumin, coriander, coriander. At the beginning of the video, I told you how much to put in each. And I think it was a half a teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of coriander. I put a little bit of sea salt, a little fresh ground ginger, and this is so good. So good. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video on how to make this carrot soup. Probably would even be cold, almost like but I don't know. I've never had it cold. It's warm right now and I like it. But the flavor is just unbelievable. Really, really unique, really good. This was a winner. I can't believe I've never made carrot soup before. Anyway, I gotta go. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video on how to make carrot soup.